everyone, so today I want to talk to you about hair colour and in particular home hair dyes. I have dyed my hair for a seriously long time. I first noticed a grey hair when I was 25, which is just so wrong, and it's just slowly gone downhill ever since. It's now got to the point where it's not really bad, but I think when you have dark hair anyway, they just tend to kind of just go like this at everyone, or at least that's how it feels. I think particularly when you have curly hair as well, they are always the ones that just seem to sort of stand up and wave at everyone. So I am quite regularly having to dye my hair. I do go through phases where I just kind of ride it out and just see if I can put up with it as it is, and it's not too bad, but then sometimes I just look in the mirror and I just think, oh, I just need to get rid of him. Plus, I think when you've dyed your hair for a long time, you do get a certain amount of build-up and brassiness, and the only way that you can kind of deal with that is dyeing your hair again, really. So it's just like a never-ending circle. So over the years I've done a lot of box dyes. I recently, in the last 8-9 weeks, had my hair professionally dyed for the first time. And let's just say I won't be going to that hairdresser's again. I've changed. I might try with a different hairdresser in future, but it is quite expensive, so it does feel a little bit like a big expensive risk. So I thought I would try something different, and it's something that's been popping up on my Facebook newsfeed a fair bit, and that is the eSalon. I started looking into it and researching, and they seemed like a good one to try. What attracted me to eSalon was the fact that you can answer a load of questions online in terms of what you think your hair colour is naturally, what it currently is, what you've recently done to it in terms of any chemicals or anything. It asks you about your skin tone and your eye colour, just so that they can try and match something that will work for you. Obviously how much grey hair you've got as well. And you can also send them a photograph of yourself, just so that, I think that's the easiest way to show them your current state of your hair, obviously. So I sent them a picture of what my hair currently looked like, which I shall pop in for you to see. And yeah, my hair was pretty brassy looking, and they actually emailed me back to say that they felt the colour that I'd chosen was a bit dark, and they wanted to do something a little bit lighter. So I thought, okay, let's bow down to their superior knowledge here and just assume they know what they're doing, and we'll see what happens. And what they actually sent me is what's on my hair now, and this is probably about as dark as I'd want to be anyway, so goodness knows what I would have ended up with if they hadn't have suggested going a bit lighter, because this is actually meant to be medium brown, so I think my hair must just suck up colour really well. So I got my hair dye, it was about a week ago. I dyed my hair, and I'll put in some before and afters just so you can see the difference that it's made. So in terms of what you get this lovely little box come in the post. It does take a while for it to come through. I think it was about 2 weeks or something, which felt like forever when you're really excited to get something. And then you open it up. Apologies for the hair dye. I've obviously already used this, but get excited. And it's got your personalised instructions in here. You'd have your, as you would have in a normal sort of high street box dye, you've got your 2-part dye there that you just mix together. And then there's this little box here, which I will just take out. And this is the Perfect Match kit. So in here you get a shampoo, conditioner, stain guard, stain remover, and 2 pairs of non-latex gloves, which is, you know, nice to have it all handy in the one place. In terms of the experience of obviously dyeing at home, it's not really any different to if you picked up any other box dye. It's still a bit awkward. It doesn't come with a stylist that suddenly pops out of the box and does it for you. That would be amazing. In terms of the bits that you get, and in your first order I got this. I don't know whether this is a limited offer, but I got this little brush, which has obviously got the sectioning bit on the other end as well. And I actually found this really helpful. I decided to straighten my hair when I dyed it, which I've never done before, but I thought it might make the process a bit easier. I really wanted to do a really good job of this home hair dye. So I straightened my hair, washed and straightened the night before, and then the next day I got up and just sectioned it all off like they say to. And this actually came in really handy, particularly with straight hair. It just felt really easy managing to section it all. So this was really handy. And even though I was using the bottle application method, rather than rub it in with your fingers, I was just then using the brush, because I just found that the easiest and least messy process. In terms of the other bits and bobs that you get in the kit, I've mentioned the shampoo and conditioner. They are in little 15ml sachets, which I think is one of the few negatives that I would have for eSalon, and that is the way that they've priced themselves. It's around the sort of £14–15 mark, which is slightly higher than your most expensive sort of high street drugstore box hair dye, which I can see, you know, that's a good entry level to come in at. It does set your expectations that bit higher, but also you're expecting to maybe be paying for that customised process of them actually saying to you, nah, you've picked a really rubbish colour, we're going to pick a better one for you. I don't know if they'd actually be that brutal, but anyway, so I think price wise it does seem to make sense in terms of the service and the products that you're getting, but I think when you compare it to some of the higher end drugstore box dyes, and they include maybe a proper little bottle of shampoo and conditioner, so they provide quite a lot, you may get a few uses out of it, so it's just a bit easier to use, whereas with a sachet it gets a bit messy and you don't want to squeeze out too much. So that was a little bit of a letdown. I suppose the only way around that would be to maybe include smaller one-use sachets and just include a couple of them or something if they wanted to do that. You also get a stain guard, which in the opposite sense to the shampoo and conditioner, you actually get loads of. It's only 3ml in a sachet, but this is only meant to be used, it says apply to skin around hairline before hair colour application. So you're not really doing that much. I never really bother with the back. But it is just essentially like a lip balmy kind of texture. It's quite nice actually. I rubbed a little bit into my hands, which is now sort of sunken in, and it does feel really nice, so I'm sure I'll find other uses for it. It smells quite pretty as well. So that's the stain guard. You also get a stain remover in the form of like one towelette, kind of baby wipe, that kind of thing. I could have done with two, to be honest. I did make quite a bit of a mess, even though I'd used the stain guard. Yeah, it kind of got everywhere. So two of those I think would have been quite good. But the fact that you get 2 latex gloves I think is really excellent, because I don't know how different the different instructions that you get would be, but in mine it said to apply the colour to the roots for 15 minutes and leave the rest and then come back to it. So you don't really want to sit there with these gloves on your hands for 15 minutes. So I took them off, did something else, came back, put the second pair of gloves on, and then did the rest of my hair. So that was really great. It does say in my instructions that actually the second pair of gloves I think is meant for in the last minute of all of your hair dye being on. You're supposed to put on any remainder that you have and then kind of massage it in and add a bit of water so that it foams up. I didn't do that, I just used my naked hands because I thought, well, it's not for very long. So with the personalised instructions, this is really nice. Some of this information doesn't really mean a lot to me. I'm assuming it will mean something to someone, but you get this sort of fold out sheet of information which includes the date that my dye was prepared on, where it needs to be applied, the name of my colourist, the custom colour, and then the formula ID. So I guess that's just to keep track of well, it's more for their purposes, I suppose, so they can make sure that they send me the right colour next time, because it is like a subscription service that you can duck out of, you don't have to keep in it. Then you've got like a quick guide of how to apply it, and then in the bottom what's in the kit, and it includes what my individual blend is as well. That's the part that kind of doesn't really mean a lot to me, but it's nice that they've put it in there. And then on the back you've got some more sort of detailed instructions. Even though I've been dyeing my hair for a really long time, like probably consistently over 10 years now, on and off, a lot longer, I've been pretty much every colour. But there are some tips in here that I found really useful, that perhaps it's because I've never really bothered to read the instructions, and with this one, because it was maybe that bit more expensive, I wanted to make sure I really followed it to the letter. But little things like obviously applying to the roots first and then leaving it for 15 minutes, which helps really cover the greys, and I noticed a massive difference. The grey coverage has been really good. In terms of the actual dye itself, I'll put in some before and after pictures so you can see what colour I was and what I've gone to. My hair was professionally dyed not long before I put this on, but as you'll probably see in the picture that I sent them, I just wasn't happy with the colour. It was so red, and I'm really hoping that this isn't going to go red, because that's what always happens to me. I just want a nice neutral brown that's kind of similar to my natural hair colour really, just to get rid of the greys. But I always seem to end up after a couple of weeks of just this kind of reddy brassy mess really. So far in terms of how I've got on, it is a thumbs up from me. I will check back in a few weeks time to let you know how I'm getting on. It is, like I said, a kind of subscription dye service, so the initial pack that I got was half price, that was the offer, and from then on it's going to be the full price of around, I think it's 14 or 15 pounds, and I've asked that to be every 12 weeks because that's how often I get my hair cut. So we'll keep everything crossed and hope that it actually works. So that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've used eSalon before, because I'd be really interested to hear any other thoughts and reviews and how you've got on. In particular, if they've kind of adapted over a few sort of colours, something to really suit you, because I think I've hit it right from the beginning, and I'm really happy with this hair colour. It's not too dark. But we shall see. We'll see how it goes. It's still very early days. Anyway, I'll see you again soon. Bye.